Yeah, there's only so much you can say without saying the same thing over and over. You know, it's just all about repetition, doing the same thing, not deviating from your path. You know, not trying anything new, just sticking with it. He's in a slump. He's missing shots that he normally makes. We all know that. We all talking about the same thing. But at the end of the day, there's only one way to get out of it. That's to keep shooting. You know, no one's telling him to stop shooting the ball. No one wants him to stop shooting the ball. You know, he's our leader. He's the captain of this team. He's what makes us go forward. And the only way he can get out is make some shots. So at the end of the day, you know, Kyle's going to do whatever it takes to get out of the slump. And one way or another, you know, we know he's going to get out of it.
We aren't in the media tend to react quick to stuff, but the fact is you dig deep into the numbers. You watch the film. Kyle has been very efficient, very productive, even without shooting. You have to remind him of that he's been distributing the ball. That he's been great defensive. You have to just remind him of that to make sure he's in a good headspace.
I feel like he knows that, you know, but it doesn't help to remind him, you know, that he's affecting the game in other areas other than scoring, other than shooting the ball. You know, like you said, he's been playing great defense. He's been making great passes, altering shots, whether it's a big or cracking back, just the simple little things that aren't really on the stat sheet. He does so much for us, and he knows that, you know, but at the end of the day, the one thing that we all know he wants to get better at is scoring and shooting the ball on a consistent basis. But he does so much for us that allows us to be in a positive position to win games, and 9 times out of 10, those things don't show up on the stat sheet.
The Heat present a different problem at your position than the Pacers did. How do you adapt to the different kind of matchups you have to play against?
I just have to get into the ball. Watching that film, watching the tape, opportunities of guarding, whether it's Joe Johnson, Dwayne Wade, Goran Dragic, or Winslow, no matter who it is, I have to trust my feet, trust my teammates. Whether my man does go by me, just trust that my teammates are going to be there, and just trust that our defense is going to pull through, whether it's a big helping up or whether it's a switch or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, I have to get into the ball. I have to be a lot better on ball defense rather than trying to retreat and contest a shot, you know, forcing my man to drive to the basket rather than be comfortable, crossover, pull up, and just rely on him missing the shot.
Yeah, that's sort of a change in the way you've had to defend most fours.
Most fours. You know, most fours don't normally handle the ball. They're just strictly picking and popping, and they try to drive to the basket opportunistically. But, you know, now in the playoffs going against these veterans like this, more often than not, they're putting, you know, guys like Joe Johnson at the 4, or sometimes I've even had to guard Dwayne Wade, just a variety of guys, even Dang. But at the end of the day, I got to get into the ball. I have to force my man to drive to the basket rather than, you know, take a contested shot.
Dang said that you guys seem really focused on his three-point shot. That's kind of why he's able to drive through. I mean, how hard is it not to do that when you know you haven't really defended the three that well?
Yeah, with Dang, he's an absolute runoff. You know, with the way that he shot the ball in the previous series, you know, he shot exceptionally well from the field. And right now he's a hot player, you know, and we don't want to give him any type of green light, any type of space on the perimeter. So run him off at all costs and make him make plays in between the basket, whether it's attacking the basket or whether it's passing. But right now, our concern is the three-point line with Dang, and I thought we did a good job of running him off. But granted, he did make plays at the same time, but, you know, I think he's more hurtful, you know, when he's setting threes.
When you look at those threes last night, I think they only took 11.
8 for 11, yeah.
Like, how do you view that? Like, is the 11 a victory? Or?
Yeah, a lot of the shots that they did hit, I felt like were late in the shot clock. And some of the guys that did hit the threes aren't normally three-point shooters. But, yeah, 11 is a solid number you want to hold them to. You know, you don't want them shooting up in the 20s because that'll give them more opportunities to hit threes. But I thought we did a good job as far as limiting their threes, but we just got to do a better job of making them miss threes.
You've been outspoken about this market and about this team.
Mm-hmm.
In the past 24 hours, LeBron James is already talking about a Miami, Cleveland, Eastern final, and ESPN's talking about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the kind of respect or lack of respect that athletes get in the United States?
It's been like that since I've been here. It's nothing new as far as us not getting the respect that I feel like we deserve collectively as a team or also individually, certain players on this team. But it's something we face every single day and something we're okay with because at the end of the day, it's us in the locker room versus the world, and we have no problem with that at all. You know, so we just focus on things that we can control, which is our effort and energy every single night out there on that court. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Does the experience that Wade has in the playoffs, winning championships, does that give him any kind of advantage, particularly at the end of games?
Somewhat. of course, if you've been in a situation over and over again, if you've gone far in the playoffs, if you've been in crunch time game situations, you're going to have more experience than a person who's never been in that position before. So at the end of the day, it's just about our effort. Yes, talent will help you in certain situations, but if we just give it our all every single night, if we rely on each other, if we trust in one another, no matter what happens, at the end of the day, we can fall back and believe in ourselves and believe in that. And yeah, Dwayne Wade and Joe Johnson, all them guys, they have great experience in the playoffs, but we can't look at that. The only thing we can look at is what we can control, what we can do, to win games.